welcome to my channel, Uniquely Reagan Handcrafted Cards. Today I'm going to use the May 2025 sheetload of cards from Call Me Crafty Owl to make 8 cards using 2 pieces of 12 by 12 pattern paper. And you can get this on Call Me Crafty Owl's YouTube channel. Go to her channel and just download that sheetload and find out more about it. You can also use the sheetload to make single cards. She provides the dimensions for you. The second page of the printable provides the cut list and everything for the 2 patterns of paper, and also the matting layers, and also some extra special instructions for this sheet load because we do have some angled pieces here. So I'm going to go ahead and put all my cards together. I have already cut out my elements, all my pattern paper here. I've cut everything out, all of my matting layers, and I have a couple of images that I used from I'm using this pattern paper from DCWV, Die Cuts with a View, called Out in the Wild Stack, and it did have some cut apart sheets in it. Let me show that sheet to you. So it had this cut apart sheet here, and this worked great with Creative Memories square punch. So I've had this punch in my stash for a long time, so I'm pulling that out so I can cut out these. I punched out these pieces. They worked perfectly in the large square punch there. So I cut out some of those, but both of the sheets of paper did come from this paper pack. So I'm going to be making some Father's Day cards and some thank you cards, I think. I had some people at the farmer's market where I sell my cards recently asked me if I had any masculine themed thank you cards. There goes Abby. And so I think I'm going to add a couple of thank you cards into my stash and also make some Father's Day cards to replenish my stash too. So hang back and I'll get back with you as soon as I've got some of my things together, and I'll show you the process of putting the cards together. So before I start putting the cards together, I've gotten out 2 different stamp sets. One is from Stamps of Life called Military Things, and there's one in here that says, "You're a hero in every sense of the word." I think that stamp will work good for a Father's Day card. And there I have another stamp from, I think this may be from a Stampin' Up! Kit, and it says, "I am so very thankful for you." So I might use that one. I think that will fill up the top of the white at the top of this card. In the sheetload of cards, you can use this area of the card for a image or sentiment, so I might use that. We'll see how it goes. Some of the Father's Day sentiments I have are long and narrow. I could be strategic in the way that I stamp those and piece them together, or I could get creative and cut my stamps. I don't really want to do that, but we'll see how it goes. I could always print something on the computer or Cricut and then come back in and glue it on later. So I might do that too. So let me stamp out a couple of these, and then we'll see what I have left. So I'm going to do half of them with these 2 stamps that I have, and then see what I have left. I'm stamping out my sentiments, and I did go ahead decide to use the Happy Father's Day from the Stamps of Life Stamps for Guys set. And that Happy Father's Day stamp is long and narrow. It's very landscape. So instead of cutting the stamp, because I do like having it long and narrow like that, I just decided to get out some Post-it notes to use as a mask and be strategic in the way that I stamped it out. So you can see that I'm masking it off and centering the pieces and just being strategic so that I don't get any stray ink in a place that I don't want it. And the next stamp set, or the ink stamp that I'm using here, it says, "You're one of a kind guy." It also came from the Stamps for Guys from Stamps of Life. So I have several that I have the sentiments that I showed you in the beginning, and then some other ones. Now this piece that I'm gluing together right now, I was using a 12 by 12 sheet of paper to cut all of my mat layers. And so the last piece that I had, it was much more narrow than the others. And instead of getting out a new piece of 12 by 12 paper, I just cut this last one in a reduced width and made it work instead of cutting into a new piece of paper. You could always find a piece of scrap that would have worked for that piece. I just decided to use a slimmer piece basically. And on this piece here, I decide that I don't want to cover up that image of the fisherman in the boat. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting down the Happy Father's Day into a smaller piece down at the bottom and not using the larger piece. And I'll come back in and add something later on, as you'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and put you to some music while I put the rest of the cards together, and I'll get back with you at the end as I show you all the cards in one slide. cards using the May 2025 sheetload of cards from Call Me Crafty Owl. It made 8 cards from 2 pieces of 12 by 12 pattern paper. Here are the 8 cards that I made. And I made a variety of thank you cards and Father's Day. And I did not end up using all of the cutter parts that I had cut out of that 12 by 12 paper stack from Die Cuts with a View. I went ahead and pulled some things from my stash and die cut an extra couple of things to round out my cards here. So I thought that this card here, it had the image of the fisherman in the boat, and so I stamped the fish from the stamp that I got from Diamond Press called The Guys. I got that off of HSN. It came with a bunch of stamps and also die cuts and a couple of stencils. That came from HSN. I had stamps for guys where I had the Father's Day, Happy Father's Day, and also You're one of a kind guy. And it had the fish in that stamp set. And then I used the cut aparts on a few of the cards. The grill, that came from the same Diamond Press stamp set as the fish. So those are the 8 cards that I made, and this was another really fun sheetload of cards from Call Me Crafty Owl. Had a really good time putting that together, so I hope you enjoyed watching. Come back and see me the next time I have a crafty video up. Hit that like or subscribe button, leave a comment for me, and I'll see you the next time. Have a great day. Bye.